What's going on, guys? This is Miasin and welcome to the Master Duel Metagame Breakdown number 2. So for the second season, of course, and now we are moving into the third season. So at the end of the month, maybe Akira will bless us again with one of those beautiful articles. Again, absolute legend. This website is just absolutely fantastic if you want to improve at the game. You learn about the OCG, which makes you better in the TCG because... believe it or not, we always follow them. They always get the cards first and then we get them after, which means that we already know what is going to be meta and what is not going to be meta, or maybe what will have to change a lot. So before this video starts, make sure you like and subscribe. Check me out on Twitch and Instagram, and now let's jump right into it. So there is a small little change, if I recall correctly. Brigade and Drytron are very close to each other, whereas before, Jesus, I'm gonna go check the report number 1. It wasn't really the case, so Brigade was much better. Virtual World was second because VFD is insane, and Drytron was very far away. So that is a huge change, and of course, there are literally no new cards. And of course, no ban list, so this is just a trend in players wanting to play different decks. I don't know, maybe they're too bored of Brigade, or maybe they realize that Drytron with 3 Benten is unfair. But yeah, no, of course, Drytron is unfair with 3 Benten and multiple Evas and stuff like that. And Brigade is that kind of deck that is very cookie cutter. There's not much to innovate on. And by the way, in case you're wondering, what is the sample size of all of these decks? Basically, there are online tournaments that are held, by maybe YouTubers sometimes. I know Swakage actually hosted like a really big, I think $1,000 tournament, and it is 166 top-performing decks. So definitely something to take into consideration. Anyways, Edlich, very good, of course. In a best out of 1, you can't really sack the deck with, Lightning Storm, Duster as efficiently as you would be able to in Game 2 and Game 3. So Edlich, because of the fact that this format is so favorable for it, is basically destined for greatness. And even though that grass looks greener, Lawn Mowing Next Door is available, not a lot of people are actually even trying to play with it. So in Drytron, only one of those builds is playing that grass, and in Edlich, only 2. That's pretty much it. The majority of the Edlich players are, of course, playing it with just Pure, and 3 of them are playing with Zodiac, and the other engine's not as popular. Even Zombie Edlich, which is a little shocking because I actually kind of like it. I think it's decent, but whatever, it's not the most popular, so whatever. Virtual World, not to be shocked by the fact that VFD is ridiculously overpowered. So as long as the card exists, even at 1, it's way more than enough. Prank Kids is also not surprising, even though there's no Brave token. If you normal summon a Prank Kid and your opponent chains Maxi, you just don't do anything. And if you normal summon and make Meow Meow and use the effect and your opponent chains Maxi, you technically don't have to special summon, so you might make your opponent draw nothing, and if you have Pandemonium with more Prank Kids, you can fuse on your opponent's turn. So Maxi is not that great against Prank Kids, it really isn't, and the deck is just very good because it's a 1-card combo, and it can play multiple hand traps, so that's the reason why Prank Kids is so good. Whereas this deck and this deck are good because they're powerful, so it's not the same thing. VFD is insane, and Herald of Ultimateness is insane. Edlich is good because trap decks are just unfair in game 1, and Brigade is good because it's pretty good, pretty much good for the same reason Prank Kids is good. It gets to play a lot of hand traps and it doesn't need that many cards to play. Brigade Lyrilusk, that could have been in the same category as Brigade because it still plays a lot of Brigade cards. It's just that the Lyrilusk engine is still splashed, so you can make more explosive boards. Of course, the end board is ridiculous. This is a combo deck just like Drytron, and is Virtual World a combo deck with VFD? Very debatable. It is way more aggressive and way more difficult to play than a typical mid-range deck. I want to say it's probably even harder to play than Sword Soul, and of course more explosive, but I don't know if that can really be in that category. Anyways, Adignister, the Arrival Tower, it's Cyberus, whatever, the big Link monster, is a pain to handle Game 1. It's unaffected by card effects and can have like a lot of attack. So if you don't have Underworld, Goddess of the Closed World, or Kaijus, you can completely deck out or just, well, die from it, actually. Don't deck out. Yeah, it's not like the Crooked Crook with left or right hand shark or Astral Karibo. Anyways, Phantom Knight, also very shocked to see this deck not being better because it has Rongo. So this is probably the most popular version of Phantom Knight with Rongo Turbo, and Bamboozling Gossip Shadow giving it to the materials. Shadow, very good deck. really surprised as well to see that the most popular is 60 card Invoked Shaddoll, so no Dogmatica most likely, and 40 card build is not that popular. Thunder Dragon, only one of them was playing with the Chaos package, so the Baby Dragon Chaos Space, and 3 of them were playing completely pure, no engines that use Splash. I actually think Chaos Thunder is a little better though, it's more consistent and more explosive. Chaos Space is just a must to play. Danger Dark World, that is also very interesting to see. Dragon Maid, True Draco, Cyber Dragon, best deck, you already know it. Dinosaur Atlantean, what the frick is this? Kaiju Luna. Oh man, this is where we get into the really spicy decks. Magicians, this is Pendulum. Zodiac, wow, only 2, really not that much. Now this is ridiculously shocking. I do not understand this. It is such an overpowered deck. Adamancipator with Block Dragon and Needle Fiber with O-Lion, etc. is unfair. Why is Adamancipator only got 1 top? That's nothing. Yeah, I think Adamancipator is probably better than Prankids, so the deck should have been up there and not down here. That is definitely just an aberration or aberrant data, honestly. Anyways, Altergeist, Dinosaur, Endymion, good stuff Synchro, what the frick? This is going to be very nasty when the Brave token is going to come in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Lawn Mowing Sky Striker Infernoid, the Spice. Lawn Mowing Thunder Dragon Zombie, again, the Spice. Numeron, okay, well, I hate that deck, but I guess it's good. Doesn't have Zexal, but it's still a good going second deck. Orchist, it has Harp Horror, but everything else is like limited, so Salamangrate, Sky Striker, Subterror, Toon, Zephyra. Zephyra is also very good. There's Dangalong, so I actually think Zephyra should be way better. It's probably better than these decks at least, and Salamangrate should also be a little better, to be honest. I do believe that Salamangrate is a good deck, just when it's piloted by the right player. Anyways, Tri-Brigade. So people are either playing the pure Tri-Brigade so they can play slightly more hand traps with Rescue Cat, and if you Ash the Rescue Cat, what happens is that they play Gamma, so they can Gamma and then resolve it, or some people can even play, Obedient Schooled, which is a card that summons beast monsters, and then you can make your Furgit and use the effect of your Tri-Brigades, link the Barren Blossom, blah blah blah, and then you can search the Revolt, so that's a very good move. What was I gonna say? No, by the way, not Barren Blossom, freaking Bear Brome, I'm so stupid. But people, for the most part, are playing with the Zodiac package, so it's very small, there's no Barrage, and there's no Rats, so only 1 Whiptail, 1 Thoroughblade, 1 Ram, and you can search them with Tenki, so that gives you access to Zeus in your game 1. This is, if I recall correctly, what is considered to be the best Tri-Brigade build, but as you can see in the pie chart, 20 of them are playing Zodiac, and only, 14, very close, are playing without the Zodiac, so very close whether people are trying to play with or without. It definitely is a good debate to have, but yeah, people are also playing Crossout Designator because in the mirror match, not only can you hit the hand traps, but also Revolt, and that's game, that's completely game. If your opponent doesn't successfully resolve Revolt, he's like several turns behind you because you can start breaking your opponent's board, banish cards with Omen, and also search your own Revolt, and that's just complete GG. So yeah, Crossout is absolutely a must if you are playing in super competitive tournaments where you might encounter a lot of mirror matches. And Crossout is also the cause why Nibiru is here as just a one-of, because you don't really want to draw the card generically. I mean, if you draw Nibiru against Edlich, you're not going to be in a good mood, so 1 is all you need just as a Crossout target, and you can also draw it off of Maxi. So the one-of logic actually makes so much sense when you have the OCG mentality of, I can draw it off of Maxi or counter it with Crossout, but in the TCG, things are slightly different. Anyways, the extra deck doesn't really have anything spicy going for it. This is the Tri-Brigade deck, as I said. Rescue Cat is being played with Cypherm Gear Gamma, so if you get ashed, it's all good in the hood. And everything else is like, kind of, I don't know, boring. Lightning Storm, I mean, that's what you can do when you don't play the Zodiac cards. You have more cards in your extra deck, and you can make Sky Cavalry Centauria with Rescue Cat, summoning 2 beast monsters. But like, it's not that good, honestly. It's very hard to like set up. You really need to draw Rescue Cat. I don't know, it's like 3 cards in your extra deck just for 3 cards in your main deck. Bowerload Savage Dragon is here because your Gamma can, you know, special summon itself when you go first and when you get ashed on your own turn. Because people will try to ash your Fractale, so you don't get more than 1 BBW in your grave, so you can use the effect of your Tri-Brigades, and yeah, that's about it. So Drytron, absolutely disgusting. I think everybody and their mother hates this deck. Everybody is not always, you know, agreeing with the ratios either, like 3 Alpha, 3 Zeta, but only 1 Delta, 1 Gamma. I think that's actually stupid, but the deck is so consistent that unfortunately you can kind of afford to do that. The deck is way too consistent because Benton is a 3, so if you draw Benton with literally almost any Drytron Drytron. Even though it's not full combo, it still does something. Whereas in the TCG, yeah, good luck. Yeah, no, yeah. Not only that, but also Ava is banned. So Ava at 2 makes it so you have 4 negates with Herald of Ultimateness just with the 2-card combo, which is absolute BS. In here, I mean, it's like whatever. It's your deck just plays a lot of cards that it shouldn't be playing, like Maxi and Ash. The deck should not be playing those cards in theory. But again, the deck is way too consistent, unfortunately. I think even playing Natasha is a little foolish. I think even Ida 10 is just not needed because your deck is way too good, like I said. So yeah, this is a problem. I think this deck should definitely be addressed in the first Master Duel ban list that we get. Don't ask me when we will get it. I have no freaking idea. But yeah, in case you're wondering why is the Black Rose Dragon being played, your Diviner of the Heralds is a normal summon that can get to level 6 and it's a tuner. So when you have a level 6 tuner and a level 1 Drytron non-tuner, consequently, you can make Black Rose and pop your opponent's board, so it's not too bad. And then the rank 1s, of course, blah blah blah. Union Carrier, that's another ban card that the deck plays. Absolute BS, so yeah, whatever. Moving forward, Edlich. This is interesting, so many spicy cards, and I can explain every single one of them. Artifact Lancia in the main deck is here because people are just getting tired of getting hit by evenly matched game 1. Well, game 1, the only game that you're playing. So with Lancia, your opponent cannot banish cards, which is pretty good, so you can protect yourself from that. 3 Edlich, a Golden Door, definitely disagree with that. I think 2 is enough. Now, the one of Exceedon Core is interesting. People can go Prosperity Excavate for the Exceedon Core, even though it's just a one of, and because of that, they can out Rongo. This is, I think, one of the only spell cards in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! That can out Rongo, because it doesn't actually try to affect Rongo itself, but rather the materials. So it detaches all the materials from the Rongo, which is fine, even if the card is unaffected by card effects. And then the Rongo gets bounced back to the extra deck, I think, and the materials get revived back. So this is the one way you out Rongo, but at the same time, like, do you really want to commit a bad card that might be garbage against everyone else? I don't know. But yeah, no, everything else, whatever, I mean, it's pretty cute, like Super Poly, so many techs, oh my, Super Poly with a bunch of fusions, even the freaking Dragon-made fusions, oh my god. Naturi Exterio is there because of Waking the Dragon. One cute thing, terrifying thing that you can do, activate Prod of Prosperity, excavate Waking the Dragon, take the Waking the Dragon, set 5 pass, guaranteed, not a single soul will go Lightning Storm or Duster. So, because of that, your back row is pretty much always safe, and your opponents will have to rely on other ways to counter your cards. And even Cosmic Cyclone is just not always that great because of Lancia. So the combination of Lancia and Waking the Dragon allows you to cover so much ground. Evenly Cosmic does nothing. Twin Twister, Lightning Storm, Duster, very, very dangerous because it might hit the Waking the Dragon, and if it does get destroyed, you summon either the Last Word from another planet or Naturi Exterio, and several decks cannot out any of these cards. And a lot of other fun cards like Skill Drain, Imperial Order, Torrential, the beautiful package, you already know it. So yeah, again, another deck that belongs to the bullshit category. Alright, Virtual World, 41 cards. The deck lists are always freaking boring. Every single Virtual World deck list is always identical, except that sometimes people play 2 Nyan Nyan or 3 Nyan Nyan, and I guess the hand trap lineup is slightly different. But for almost every single Virtual World card, the ratios are identical. Like 2 Chuche, 1 Zwanhu, 3 of every single other Virtual World that you need, 3 King Long, 3 Kowloon, 3 Desires, obviously, 2 Emergency Teleport, 2 Call by the Grave, etc. Blah, blah, blah. This deck is incredibly good at just being mid-range and good against everyone, but it does have consistency issues, and that's a little bit of a bummer. And if you want to be able to break boards going second without relying too much on hand traps and being able to like draw your cards for turn, Forbidden Drop is a good alternative because exactly as it is being stated here, you cannot run Mystic Mine in the Master Duel format. So that kind of sucks, but it actually doesn't because Mystic Mine is bullshit. So in conclusion, Brigade still best deck, but at the same time, Drytron is so much better and Virtual World is doing so much worse, which is a little weird. Edlich still stabilizing itself. Forbidden Drop is also very popular right now, so if you are playing Crossout Designator, Forbidden Drop is a card that you will have to play. As you can see, Drytron, Brigade, and also the other deck, well, that build as well, but also the deck that I just covered, Virtual World, is also playing Forbidden Droplet. That's pretty much it. I really hope that you guys were able to enjoy and learn a thing or two. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of the meta in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.